So I have been making watercolors for quite a while. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to do it. Read a lot of books and couldn't find the formula anywhere, but I did find bits of different formulas. And then I started experimenting, and this is what I've come up with, and it works beautifully. What I'm doing here is building up a stock of paint that I can use for the future. And what I will normally do is make a large batch and then take sections of it and fill these half pans with what I need. So that's cerulean blue that I made a few days ago. You can see it's quite hard because it's exposed to the air, but it's pliable. You can see my fingernail is sticking into it, but it's not cracking. And there's no green fungus. Fungus is a big problem with watercolors. If you seal them away from the light and you open it up again, you'll find that if you don't do it correctly, you'll have green fungus growing all over your paint. No, you don't want that. So here's what I do. I'm using Kramer pigment, and this is cobalt blue, K-R-E-M-E-R. You can buy it online. They're very good, very finely ground, but not finely ground enough for watercolors. So after I've added my formula, this is my watercolor medium. The medium is gum arabic, distilled water, organic honey, glycerin, ox gall, and oil of cloves in particular proportions and prepared particular ways. I drop that on with a pipette. Just a few drops to liquefy for the demonstration. And see how beautifully fluid that is. Now, some people could literally just paint with this. They wouldn't have to grind it at all because it is very finely ground pigment. But I like a nice transparent wash from time to time. And the grinding process does two things. One, it grinds it further, makes it finer and finer, and it also mixes the medium in more completely with the pigment. I'm using a stone that you use for Tadlac. Other people will use a Muller stone, specifically designed for this. Just press it down. Good bit of pressure. Using a slab of marble underneath. If you don't have marble, you can use some very strong, thick glass on a very smooth surface. Otherwise it will crack. Okay, that's very nice, very smooth. That's lovely. Okay, so there you have it. You can scrape off the excess. Pile it up. When you grind it, it does get in there more with the pigment. It also evaporates some of the liquid, and it's immediately much thicker. See that? How liquidy it is? And how thick this is? Now, that's perfect. I'm going to give it one more grind, just to be absolutely certain. It's perfectly okay to add some medium to this if it's sticking to the surface, but it's moving okay, so I'll just leave it as is. Okay, so once again you take the pigment off. And it's thicker again. It's beautiful. Okay, so that's cobalt blue. Put it in a storage container. That's gorgeous. Wow. So that's cerulean blue and rose madder. This is Blue Ultra that I made about a year ago. And you can see it's still pliable, still very nice. Beautiful to work with. And no green mold. This, speaking of green, is permanent green that I made about 3 months ago. And I calculated that this volume of green would be about 100 euros. Cost for me to make it was about 6. And there you have it. It's not rocket science, you just need to know how.